All right, doing this remake of the video that I just finished that freaking took 15 and a half minutes. So just to get this closer to about 12 minutes, I'm going to remake it. I forgot to mention a couple things, but I'm going to go through this quicker now that I went through this 15 minutes ago, basically. Picks from last week, overall standings, breakdown of some point spreads over the course of the year, who made a lot of moves, who didn't. Joe spending all of his fairy dust instead of trading it for draft picks, which isn't a thing, right? Another thing I can mention. So, review my picks from last week, go over the picks for this week. Now that I have them written down because I just went through this video and now I'm going to remake it. So, maybe I'll look more at the camera than at my screens the entire time. So, here we go. Breakdown from last week. I finally went 4-1, nailed it. My spreads for my spread projection. I kept saying projection in the last video. So again, I'm happy I'm remaking this. Maybe I'll only say it 3 times instead of about 30 that I said it in the last video. So week 13 picks. I picked, let's just start with that and then I'll go into the standings, whatever, because last week's outcomes mattered and made this week come to be what it is. So let me go back and click on scoreboard from, oh, of course, now this doesn't want to load. Oh, yeah, you just flicker. Bastard. Awful Wi-Fi in this house. Okay. Screw it. Going completely off key here. It's not on that screen. Screw it. Going off the notebook. I picked myself to beat Joe. That happened. I predicted myself to win by 15. I ended up winning by 16.2. So, again, that is a very spot on pick. Wow, that really doesn't want to work. I was hoping it was going to work. Okay, Control N for a new page, Control V. Okay, back to you guys. 16.2 against the 15 that I predicted. So again, I was pretty spot on for my pick of the week, not pick of the week, matchup of the week, whatever. I got to remake this video again. It's not going to happen. 2.5 minutes and I haven't covered anything. Matt, I heard you picking Stevens. I thought you were going to win the closer matchup of the week. Ended up being the blowout of the week, and I picked the wrong way. So that was my completely flip side pick of the week. I thought you were going to beat Stevens by 6. You ended up losing by 29. So power to you, Stevens. Half of your wins this year were against Matt. Good for you. I'm saying a lot again. I should be more prepared for this. John, picked you to win over Jess. You ended up winning by 9.2. Predicted you to win by 22, so I predicted the right winner. 13 points off key. It's not awful, but I could have done better there. Rafi, I had you beating Mickey by 10, and guess what? You won by 10.6. Nailed it. Foley, matchup of the week. Picked you for the upset. You won the upset of you won the matchup of the week in an upset over Jay. Jay didn't go down the totem pole at all on the overall standings. I'll cover those in a minute. I predicted Foley to win by 8. He won by 6.16. Again, nailed it. 4-1 overall for the week. Bumps me over 500. Now I'm 18-17 overall since I started doing this whole stupid podcast thing. Again, I'll maybe train over the off season. You guys can give me some more feedback on, hey, I don't like your face, pow. Like Mickey sent in the video. I just got a face Mickey wants to punch apparently. So for that, I'll probably continue to crap on his team this week, but he crapped on himself all year going 2-11. Let's see. So speaking of those standings where Mickey's on the bottom, John is on top. Again, 10-3 overall. Your team is very good. End of the year on a 6-game winning streak. Yes, you did. 38 overall moves. That's about 3 moves a week. You had the most. I think in like every other league I've ever been in, I'm usually the most, active on the free agents signing and everything, especially with a short bench. It's hard to do 3 moves a week, but you somehow did it. Power to you. 13 weeks. We're on week 14. You made 38 moves. First overall. I finished in second. Made the second most moves. Jay finished in third. Matt in fourth. Rafi in fifth. Jess in sixth. Foley takes the new bubble spot. I'm going to prelude into my new lingo nickname for them because they're in a matchup against each other this week. Joe, he fell down to number 8. Stevens staying true at number 9 with a 2-game lead over the last place spot of Mickey. Finished at 2-11. Ended the year on a 7-game losing streak. So at one point, Mickey was 2-4, which is pretty good. I mean, 2-4, you had a shot at making the playoffs. Seeing that, the number 3 seed only finished 1 game over 500, so you definitely had a shot. I mean, even 3 weeks ago, somehow, to make the playoffs, or 4. I don't know. Why am I even talking? Why am I making this podcast? Shoo me off, somebody. Let's see. Like I said, for the whole total point spreads, you know how my brother complains every year and every week, oh, my team underperformed, or I went up against the most points. He doesn't get to say too much. His team finished with the 4th most points overall, and he also went up against the 3rd least amount of points overall. So, pipe down. Okay. Your team's not bad, and you went up against a very easy schedule. Only teams that went up against an easier schedule based on total points, myself, easy schedule, I went up against 1450, just under. Jess went up against 1470. Matt, 3rd with 1530. So, speaking of all that shit, I wanted to mention the commissioner, Jay. Power to you because you finished the year in 3rd place overall with a negative point differential. You went up against the most points, finished in 3rd. Good for you. Even ending the year on a 2-game losing streak, you still finished in 3rd place. So, again, even John finished with the most points, went up against the 4th most points, finished in 1st place. Rafi, you had a negative plus minus, and you still finished in 5th, so good for you. Okay, so let's just move on to, oh yeah, I mentioned Joe spent all of his fairy dust. He freaking picked up the Rams defense for $8. I tried picking him up for 4. Didn't know Joe was going to spend all of his fairy dust, though, so you took him from me, and then I picked up another defense. Can I remember who it is? No. But Matt also spent $1 on Marvin Jones, dropped Jacoby Myers. That's going to make or break your playoff season, I guarantee you. I'll probably look at the matchup again just to see if you're even playing him. Probably not. I doubt it, because I think he had Tyler Lockett in your flex. So, okay. Moving on, this week, again, went through last week. Oh, some other things I want to mention before I get lost in wrapping up the matchups and forget to mention this. A couple things for next year we can discuss in the offseason and I want to bring into light. The payouts. So, $15 a week for whoever gets the highest score. That's it's over a third. Wow, I'm a numbers guy. It's almost a third of, everyone's buy-in. Can we drop that to even just $10 a week? Just more so to get, an actual payout for whoever wins the overall championship at the end of the year. I think the first place, if you win the championship, you only get paid like $255 or something like that. So you only make, say you don't never get the high score and you win the championship, all you make is $200. That's, getting 4 other teams' money over the course of the year. That's not a huge payout. I know it's a cheap enough league anyway. It's $50 and you get, it makes it cheaper for everyone to have something to play for each week. Can we just drop that to 10? It's just something, bring to light, doesn't have to happen. We can vote on it. We can do $12.50 a week if you want to, split the middle. We can up it to $75 next year or $100 next year and revalidate, reformulate. I can't speak. I'm sorry, I suck at this. Come up with a new formula for how we want to pay out each week. Jay paid me $30 for finishing the year with the single season high, 178 points almost. Could that possibly change again to whoever either finishes in first place for the regular season or whoever gets the most points in the regular season? Not because I want to continue stroking John, but because there's a chance that you could have one hell of a first 13 weeks of the year and not win at all. It's just something else to play for, rather than having one team, no offense, but what if Mickey or Stevens ended up scoring 185 points this year in one game, and they still finish the year with the least amount of points, are in last place, and they get all their money back because they got $45 basically from one game. Maybe that's something good that you guys like to, have very bad teams play for, just one make or break week to only lose $5 out of the year instead of all 50. Whatever. I'm going to continue on to this week's matchups so you guys can actually get to the point that you care about, maybe. First matchup, 4 versus 5 overall. Matt versus Raffy. It ain't gay if you get paid versus Finkel is Einhorn. Laces out. Einhorn is Finkel. Finkel is not Einhorn in this week. Raffy's going to win, even without the number 1 overall pick this year. CMC, Christian McCaffrey. Doubtful against Denver. You just got so much firepower and wide receiver. You don't even have enough homes for everybody. I do not like your running back situation at all. You've got Adrian Peterson on your bench. DeAndre Swift is back, so Chase Edmonds is a starting running back for you. That's not good. Saying that, he'll probably have freaking a touchdown and go for 15 points. Who knows? I'm going Raffy plus 14 this week to face John in the next round. 3-6 matchup, Jay versus Jess. Yeah, the freaking Tampa Bay crew for Jess. Jess, if you make it to next week against me, I might pick you because Tampa Bay plays against Atlanta. They've got Minnesota this week, and you don't have Brady. I've got Brady. They're going to pass the ball. They're not really going to run the ball against Minnesota. So, Jay, you only scored 76.8 points against Jess in week 6. That's not going to happen. You're going to score almost twice that much. You're going to go for 140, I think. Jay versus Jess. I'm going Jay plus 11. Here we go. The Bubble Brother matchup. 7 versus 8 in the overall standings. Foley versus Joe. Joe versus Foley. Joe wants vengeance over losing the bubble spot. Joe's going to win by 5. Power to you. Russell Wilson's going to figure it all out again. Devontae Adams is just a beast. Maybe, Antonio Brown your flex. Maybe he breaks open a touchdown for you. Doesn't matter. You're going to win. Stevens versus Mickey. I don't like either of these teams, obviously. Yeah, I'm going Stevens. Stevens about 3.7. That's it, right there. Stevens is going to win. What an awful matchup earlier in the year, 96-74. That's bad. All right. Go Pats. They're going to lose 26-13. That's my almost said projection for tonight. Kickoffs in 45 minutes or so. Next week I'll try to do better. Try to do better for you guys. Toodles till then. See ya. Go Pats. Go everyone. Doesn't matter. Me and John sipping Mai Tai somewhere on a beach, just hoping our teams don't get hurt. See ya.